and welcome to the 3BeerPod. Timmer, what's going on tonight there, buddy?
Nothing, buddy. I was like mid-drink of my beer when you started there, buddy. So sorry about that.
Well, welcome to 3BeerPod. It is season number 4, episode number 2, and we are pumped again for another guest here this week. We're going to talk to Brian from Craft Heads Brewing in Windsor, so he's standing by. We're going to talk to him in just a couple minutes. Timmer, let's thank our sponsors right off the top here. As always, big thank you to...
Thank you to our good friend Chris McLeod over at Realty House. Hot market here in southwestern Ontario. If you are looking to buy or sell, Chris McLeod is your man. Give him a call.
Hey, keep an eye on my social media. Got a triplex listing tomorrow.
Oh, what?
Great investment opportunity.
I was in the market for a triplex. I can't believe you didn't call me.
Well, hey, tomorrow it's getting listed. You got time. Thanks to Shauna, too, over at the Health House. There you can find Shauna. If you're looking to stay healthy, you can do it from home. Give Shauna a call or look her up on Facebook, and you can stay healthy and keep yourself going through the pandemic. thehealthhouseck.ca. And, of course, our friends at the Pakistan Super League, who are back again for a 4th season. Like it or not, they are one of our sponsors.
Yeah, did you see they jumped on? I think it took claim of our video again, so that was good. Thanks for joining in the sponsorship.
They seem to jump in on quite a few of our videos. Put claims in. If anybody's posted anything on YouTube, you can put a claim in, and the Pakistan Super League seems to do that once a season. So that's why we offer them a sponsorship. They haven't paid yet, but they are a sponsor. Sponsorship opportunities are available. Yeah, exactly. Are available with the podcast. There's a way to track us down. You can email or get a hold of us. Great opportunities. Tim, before we get to our guest and get rolling here tonight, I want to say last week we had Fergie Jenkins, baseball Hall of Famer, local guy from Texas. What a good guy. That was a lot of fun talking to Fergie last week.
Wow, that was definitely one of the highlights so far of having Fergie on. I know you mentioned it during the podcast. We were always threw out the idea of having Fergie on, and when he said yes, that was pretty awesome to see him.
Fergie on the weekend, this is what Fergie did, okay? So there was a guy in Texas, 74-year-old guy, posts a video and says, man, this pandemic stinks. I'm 74. My friends are dying off. I just want to play catch with somebody and learn how to throw a couple pitches. This is a 74-year-old guy. So what does Fergie do? A couple days after being on the podcast, here he is.
I threw a fastball. So that would be called a two-seamer today, or
that's a two-seamer.
That's a two-seamer. Okay.
This is a four-seamer.
Yeah.
Two-seamer. So say everything on top of the ball.
Yeah.
Fastball, slider, curveball, and back there for a split change.
Yeah. So there's Fergie. He's meeting the 78-year-old guy. Signed a ball for him and said, "Keep working on your pitches, kid." He's 74. Fergie's 78. So
I saw that this week. That was pretty awesome. Can you imagine? Just like, oh yeah, I need someone to play catch with. Oh, Fergie Jenkins, baseball Hall of Famer, is going to show me how to catch.
How true is that, though? I just want to go out and play catch right now. I want to do something.
buddy, let's stay up here today, buddy. I don't want to get sad today.
All right. Let's keep moving forward. What you drinking, bud? Starts off every episode. What you drinking tonight, Timmer? What do you got on tap?
Hey, buddy. I had to make a trip out to the supermarket, and when I did, I found a beer that I was very surprised that I found at the local supermarket, and it is the Jelly King from Bellwood's Brewery. And I'm not sure who was stocking the shelf, if they knew what was going on with Bellwood's Brewery. One of the most popular breweries in all of Ontario was jammed in between Budweiser and Bud Light. So if you're looking for a good beer, look in between those beers on the shelf. Also, a highlight that we had on the Christmas show, and I saw this again when I was looking for some groceries, but I thought I should try it again. It's called the Crispy Forever. It's from Wellington Brewery. And one of my favorites, and again, I hadn't had it in a while, so as soon as, you got one too, buddy?
Yeah, I got one here tonight too. So.
When I saw this on the shelf, I was like, oh man, I haven't had one of these in a while. And it's the Octopus Wants to Fight from Great Lakes Brewery. And I'm excited to drink that one. I'll talk a little bit later in the Beer Buzz about why I'm excited to drink these fine beers tonight.
All right, so we'll get to that in the Beer Buzz. Besides our drink from Wellington that we're both drinking tonight, come over for the holidays, Belgian style Christmas ale. Tim, this is from that Christmas pack.
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't gotten to from Sawdust City. So we'll see if we can get into that tonight. And also from the Christmas pack, because I've been very slow through the month of January, is the IPA 15 from our guest just before the holidays from Collective Arts. So we'll get to those beverages here.
Hold on a second. This is the Raspberry Blackberry Jelly King. I'm excited to give this a spin here, buddy.
Well, we'll be dipping in, and usually what we try to do is have a beverage of the brewery that we're featuring on the episode. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to grab something from Craft Heads. Let's pull in one of the co-owners. There's Brian. Brian from Craft Heads Brewing in Windsor, Ontario. Brian, how you doing, bud?
Not too bad. Sorry I couldn't get any beer up to you guys, but we'll be making a trip up to Chatham in a couple of weeks.
Good stuff. Well, we'll look forward to that. We'll have some, and we'll feature it on the pod at some point. First of all, welcome. Good to have you here on the podcast. Tell us about Craft Heads. For those that are listening from the region or from beyond or watching, where is Craft Heads? Give us a little background.
Yep. Craft Heads Brewing Company, founded in 2015. Myself and my partner, Steve Fabishek. Homebrewers at heart. The brewery is located in downtown Windsor. At the old Aardvark. I'm not sure if you guys remember the old Aardvark. It's a quite interesting place. You hear a lot of good stories about it. I could share a couple of those stories a little bit later if you guys want to know about those. But we started off as homebrewers, myself and Steve. It was one of the things we had a bucket list of things that we wanted to do. Brewing beer is one of them. So we got the equipment. We pretty much homebrewed every couple of weeks. It didn't seem like work to us. We'd invite friends and family over. We'd have barbecues pretty much every 2 to 3 weeks, just so that we can empty out the equipment to brew more beer. So that just became like a tradition that we'd have everyone over, barbecue, beers, and that's kind of what was founded on.
I stumbled upon Craft Heads probably 5 years. How long have you guys been open for?
Well, I'm intrigued as how you stumbled into Craft Heads.
So I was at downtown Windsor with my wife. We were going to a show at Caesars, and so we went for a walk in downtown. I went to Windsor, so I was familiar with the area, and I was like, wow, downtown is dead. And then all of a sudden, I find Craft Heads. And just at that time, I was getting into home brewing, and I walked downstairs and saw the setup. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And all the different beer flavors that you guys were having, I was like, oh my God, you can do that with peanut butter. That was the first time I was like, oh man, we can start to try some really cool stuff in home brewing. So how do you take it from just being home brewer to having 30 beers on tap when times are open in not COVID times?
We're still brewing on the same brew system that we have that we started with. We're brewing anywhere from 3 to 4 batches a day. I think.
Wow.
Anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. We have like a really strict schedule of trying to rotate through the tanks and stuff. We are expanding this year. Hopefully, we can get our new brewery renovations done the next couple months. We're going to go from about 22 barrels up to 62 barrels, increase our brew size, and then just gives us a little bit more opportunity to do a lot more fun stuff. And that's kind of what the pandemic has allowed us to do, was kind of focus on what made us, I guess.
That's pretty wild. I wanted to ask, so home brewers, you get into it, like when does it become more of like a hobby into a business? Like at what point do you go, okay, we're all in here. We're not fooling around anymore.
Oh yeah, when you clear out your bank account to start up the brewery, that's when it definitely became a between the hobby and then this is life from now on. So, but it's we try to keep everything light. Obviously, it's the situation that we're in. Like, it's not the best of situations, but at the same time, we're trying to make the most out of it. We're really excited to do a lot of new things this year, especially with the expansion with the brewery, delving into a bunch of different hybrids and a bunch of different kind of funky stuff, I guess. A little hint over there of what we're going to be doing.
Nice.
We got a bunch of different angles here. So you mentioned the renovations and the work that you're doing. Can you explain that and how that sits right now as we're in the middle of a pandemic and how that's all kind of played out?
Oh, okay. So I guess if you can start from, I think it was probably about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, we had purchased a 3-barrel system. Right now we're on a Frankenstein half-barrel system. So we went up to a 3-barrel system. Some calculations, some miscommunication. We were delivered a 3-barrel system that wouldn't fit through the doors of our basement. And you guys have been in the tap room. You can't really bring it like in besides through the doors. So our options were cut it in half, then re-weld it inside the building, or find another space. So we were looking to brew out of another space. That kind of fell through. And then our landlord had approached us about taking over the 2 units, which are 2 doors down from us currently. And then he gave us a great deal. We re-upped for a longer lease, and then that's when we started doing the renovations. Being kind of a home brewer, you guys probably like doing stuff yourselves, and you don't like having other people do it for you. So that's both a blessing and a curse. 100%. Blessing is like, you want where you want everything, all the stuff that you want in there. It's kind of in your vision. You kind of know where everything where you want to put everything. At the same time, you don't have all the time in the world to get all the renovations you get done. So we called in a few of the local trade friends that we know, and they're helping us out through the renovations.
What's it like being a business in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of downtown Windsor?
That's a loaded question. Downtown Windsor, it's gone through its ups and downs. We're really hitting our momentum with downtown, trying to get its feet underneath us again. Kind of the pandemic had stopped that right at the height of like kind of the drinking holiday, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
When we had the lockdown back in March, it was legitimately a ghost town. Fortunately for breweries like us, we were still able to function as an essential service. So we quickly tried to pivot as quickly as possible. We've seen a few of the breweries up in Toronto start doing deliveries right away. So we contacted our local AGCO rep, and that was an ordeal. 24 hours of saying that we're not allowed to do it, into getting the website up and going, and then delivering probably about 48 hours after the bars were closed down. So we were really fortunate in a way to be able to do that, to be really flexible and kind of think on our feet. We have a great team behind us that are willing to do anything and everything. So really happy that the way that things have turned out in the circumstances that they are.
Tim, what do you got for run there?
So just to wrap my head around it, because I feel like one of my favorite things about your brewery is the feel when you walk down those stairs. It feels like you're in kind of that homebrew kind of setup, but it feels comfortable, right? Like it feels like it's a place you want to try different beers. Yeah. Is that going to stay there? Like, is that going to be the feel when the new place opens? How is it all going to kind of mesh together for those of us that love the setup that you got right now?
So the decor, I guess, of the brewery is more about, I guess, functionality rather than decor. The grain isn't put there just to showcase the grain. We had nowhere else to put the grain. So the grain is going to be in the tap room. Our empty kegs, we're like, we need a little bit more room in the brewery. So the empty kegs are going to be in the tap room as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to still have the 30 taps. If I had a chance to have 60 taps, I would, because I do like trying a lot of different beers. When Steve and I first started the brewery, actually before that we started the brewery and getting into craft beer, we loved going to breweries that you can get flights that have more than your standard light, your red, your dark beer, your IPA, and your one seasonal. We like going to like Shorts, Founders, like stuff like Grand Rapids. We would make pretty much a yearly trip out to Grand Rapids.
I hear you.
Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor. It was just a really fun thing to do. So we wanted to have that atmosphere here. When we first started back in 2015, there was Motor Burger was the first brewery, and then Walkerville, their second reincarnation was a second. Then Brew, and that Brew was started right before us, and then we were the fourth brewery. And we would always go to Walkerville, and we wanted 100 IBU IPA, but we couldn't get it. It's not necessarily that they didn't want to brew it. We learned more on the business side that you have to sell 50 kegs of that 100 IBU IPA. So we found a way to complement the other breweries in town by being able to brew small batches and do the beers that we wanted to do rather than what the market told us to do. And that's what we're going to continue doing, is doing the things that we want to do, because that's what people expect from us.
Brian, we wanted to talk to you. We had you on the list of getting you on the pod at some point, and they kind of sped it up when this story came out about a week and a half ago. Was the Punchki beer that is coming, and that's going to come for Fat Tuesday / Punchki Day / Mardi Gras / whatever we call that Tuesday. Punchki's big in the Detroit area, bled over into Windsor, and then from Windsor, Chatham, Kent is big into the Punchkis, and then parts of Ontario have no idea what the Punchki is. Basically, it's a big fat donut that you eat prior to Lent, leading up to Easter. What is this Punchki beer? Tell us what's the story with this one.
So the Punchki beer. So we had a group meeting, just kind of a yearly meeting, kind of playing out the year of what kind of beers we wanted to do. Kind of what the events to focus on, and just kind of laid it all on the table. I think we, as a team, we actually smoked pulled pork. So it was just like we had a giant table, pulled pork in the middle, beers, and then we were just writing down ideas of what beers we wanted to do. And one of the things that came up was the Punchki Day, and it was February, I think February 16th, February 17th is the date that we're going to be releasing it. And we're looking at the timing, and we usually cut it really thin on a lot of our plans, but we actually had more time with this. So we had approached Blacks, and if anyone knows from Windsor, or I guess if anybody from Windsor, Detroit, like kind of this region, about Punchkis, the first thought is Blacks Bakery. They're legitimately 2 minutes down the road from our place, so we walk by all the time. We'll pick up some baked goods from there, and then in the past years we have had a couple brewers or ourselves buy Punchkis and just have them for the staff. So we've seen the punch or the pastry stouts up in Toronto, out west, and kind of the U.S. as well. But we kind of want to do a little bit something different, so we decided to do a Punchki and kind of follow along the same lines of adding that pastry to the beer. So we had run a couple of experiments before we kind of approached Black's Bakery. So we actually got some fillings from Bulk Barn, and then we tried doing some fermentation, aging some beer on that, seeing how feasible it was, and we actually got quite a bit of flavor out of it. So we approached Black's Bakery about it. They were pretty excited about it. They're big fans of the small businesses, being a small business themselves. And then a week after, I did up the drawing of the label, and I really kind of put the nail in the coffin with the beer. So that's not the final label. We did a little bit some tweaks to it. So, their order, they should be in here next week, or probably next week. But we originally planned to do one batch, 1 3-barrel batch, and then it kind of went viral of how it kind of blew up. And I had the idea, or I kind of had a feeling that it would kind of be like that, but not to the extent of what had happened. So we were looking to do, I think, 8 dozen Punchkis in the first batch, and then we increased it. We ended up doing like 5 batches. I think we ordered probably about 25 dozen Punchkis for the beer.
So Brian, is the Punchki beer still available? Is it going to be available for order, or are you sold out?
We're sold out. So because we're aging it on the filling and some fruit, we don't know exactly what our final volumes will be. So we cut it off a little bit early, but we'll have, like, if you go up on our website, you can still register for the pre-order. So if we do have some bottles left over, then we'll be able to put them up. But I just didn't want to say that we'll have a certain amount of bottles and not be able to deliver them.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Craftheads.ca. You mentioned your anniversary coming up, so 6 years will be in February as well. What are you going to do? We don't know what the world's going to look like, and let alone the next 2 days, let alone in a month from now. What's the plans for the anniversary?
Yeah, the plans for the anniversary. I just did the final beer list today, so we're going to be releasing close to about 20 different beers in the next month. A lot of them will be for our 6-year anniversary pack. So we're going to do some featured choose your own adventure 6-packs, as well as start supplying packaging some of our product into cans as well. We just got a new seamer. We did that advent calendar in December, which was really fun to do, but we really didn't give ourselves a lot of time. It was like one of the most hectic 2 weeks of trying to get everything packaged together, all the labels on, like it was. But we know for next year, the 6-year plan is we're going to do a lot of wild stuff. So we're putting a bigger priority on doing our small batch stuff and trying to rotate different beers. Our brewers love learning, so this gives them the opportunity to try out different recipes, different methods, different ingredients. Looking to do a bunch of different hybrids and collaborating with a bunch of businesses either in town or just kind of around the world too.
Tim, I don't know if you have something else. I had something else here.
Yeah, go ahead. I got one more thing. Go ahead, though, buddy.
I was just going to say, craft beer in downtown Windsor. You have a lot of you have in the past, 19-year-olds coming across from the States who are just pumped to get a drink inside them, right? What's the crowd like for those that haven't been to Craft Heads? Is it a lot of 19-year-olds coming in, drinking the craft beer? Oh. Do you get the seasoned drinkers? What are you looking at Craft Heads?
So it's a very interesting crowd that we have, and for myself, kind of what I envisioned the tap room to be was kind of like hostels. I've been to a lot of hostels around the world, and I just wanted to be kind of a common room. So when you walk in, there's 2 long tables, and it's made to have people sit down with one another where you normally wouldn't sit down with that person. So you can talk to the person like, oh, what beer are you drinking? Is that good? What should I try? Just start the conversations. Right now, it's being in the situations that we're in. Unfortunately, we had to remove the tables and it kind of separated everything. But like, I remember working the first couple of weeks. We were right next to the Capitol Theater, and then they just had a show. One of the symphony was playing, and we had an 85-year-old couple that came in to have a beer sitting next to it was 2 19-year-olds from the US that had their first beer, and they were talking to each other and chatting. So I right away thought that is exactly what I wanted the tap room to feel like. We had all 30 taps, like people can try out. There's going to be a beer that you like, and if there isn't, we're going to try to make one.
That's really cool. Timmer, what do you got wrapping up here?
Just 2 things. One, people are going to want to get their hands on some stuff that are in our area and beyond. What's the best way to get on and get some of your beer, Brian?
Yeah, the best way is to go to our website, craftheads.ca. There is a subscribe mailing list at the bottom of each page. I really suggest subscribing. This will allow you, because we did the Punchki as a pre-sale. So the people that weren't able to get the Punchki beers knew, I think, about 48 hours, 2 days in advance before we went public with it. So we're going to be doing the same thing with our 6-year anniversary beers. We're going to put up probably the new 20 beers, hopefully this weekend, once I get the website updated. So if you subscribe to that mailing list, you'll find out kind of a few more stories that I won't really want to share on social media, but some funny stories of behind the scenes and what the brewers are up to and what our staff is up to.
Brian, we're looking forward.
I just signed up for the mailing. I just signed up for the mailing list as you were talking about it there. I'm looking forward to that. Go ahead, Cloudy.
I was just going to say, Brian, this is awesome that we finally connected with you. Good luck with the Punchki beer and everything going on, and to yourself and every business. Obviously, we care and hope things just get better, and we can keep moving along here in the next few months. Now, when we wrap up, when we talk to different breweries, we always ask, if you're not drinking a Craft Heads, what are you drinking?
Ooh, that's a good question. There's a lot of breweries. Like if I'm going out to any of the local bars or restaurants, if our stuff is not on tap, which it usually isn't, we'll grab something local or just something off the wall. I always try different things. So if it's something I haven't tried, I'll just try it for the sake of trying it. I'll grab a flight of different beers, and I think with the new rules allowing bars and restaurants to sell growlers, you'll see a lot more bars and restaurants catering to the craft beer crowd, because now they can sell the craft beer out of their establishment. But to answer your question, we've done left field. I haven't tried any of the Third Moon stuff. I've seen their slushy beers, which is interesting because we did the slushy on our patio. We had a slushy machine. We were doing the beer thing, so I really want to try out those. Merit, some stuff from Indy, Half Hours on Earth. There's too many to name, and it's like we're in such a good spot, especially because we're so close to the U.S. as well, that we can, when the border does open, we can pop over and grab a bunch of different beers from 8th Degree Plato, and it's a great spot to be in, really. Corey says it's never a Bud Light, is it? Oh, it's if somebody comes to the bar and asks for a Bud Light, one of the things I've done before was, if I work behind the bar, I'll kind of make my walk through the tap, not the tap room, but like our 30 taps, and then grab a glass and then pour water in it and then slam it down the bar. That's awesome. The person didn't appreciate it, but I gained eight friends that were sitting at the bar that That's too funny. Brian Daniel Seuss, who runs Natterjack Brewing, just up the Highway 3. You got the peanut butter shake, don't you? Does he have the peanut butter? Tim, you would know. I don't think so. No? We have to check. He says he'll do a collab with you. So all right, let's do something funky. This is like beer Tinder, is what it is. We're gonna hook you up. Okay. That's awesome. Hey, Brian, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Craft Heads, get out craftheads.ca, get your order in, and we'll get down there as soon as we can get down there. Brian, thanks a lot, man. Thank you guys for doing what you guys do. Keep on promoting these awesome breweries, and enjoy the time talking to you guys. Thanks, buddy. Have a good one. Brian from Craft Heads in Windsor, Ontario. You can get downtown or get online at least at craftheads.ca and get yourself an order there.
Cloudy, remember I said I wanted to stay upbeat and stuff tonight, and then when he started talking about going to places like Grand Rapids, I got bummed again. Yeah, man, and the way he was talking is like we definitely need to get down there and hang out with those guys, because that's the first time I walked in there, like I said, it was awesome to see all these different homebrews that they had whipped up, and I'm like, wow, you can actually start doing this stuff. And then made me try a few things, but nothing as awesome as what they're doing down there. So if you haven't checked out Craft Heads when you can get to a brewery, Craft Heads is a good spot to try out some new stuff.
All right, Timber, let's get to the beer buzz and what's going on in the beer world. I got a couple stories here, Tim. I'll start one. The headline is, "Man spends night in pizzeria to drink the beer." And this happened in the Czech Republic. A guy got himself locked inside a pizzeria. He did it on purpose. So he kind of hid in the shadows, and they locked up. He just wanted to do it so he could have free access to the beer overnight. So when they all left, the staff all checked out and went away. He broke into the cooler, hooked up the pipes right into his mouth, and drank so much that he fell fast asleep and was there when they woke up, or when they came in the next morning. So
how much beer does it take to fall fast asleep like that? Like how long was he drinking for?
Like, you don't know.
Well, that's what I mean. It's going to take a few. He was. That's a lonely night at a pizzeria, I think. But
he said that they didn't charge him, but he does have to pay for all the beer he drank.
Oh, that seems like it's going to encourage more people to sleep in pizzerias, though.
Anything to get out of the house right now, Tim. Budweiser has announced they won't be running a Super Bowl commercial. Did you see this? There won't be any Clydesdales in the Super Bowl commercial. Instead, spreading the vaccine, and they've got one out right now. They got a commercial that's out right now, public service announcement, and it'll be the first time in 37 years they won't have a Budweiser commercial in the Super Bowl. Bud Light will, though. So the company's still investing.
Has COVID affected Clydesdale horses?
I don't know. Have you seen them lately?
I have not. So
how do you get a mask on a horse, Tim? Answer that. See?
True story. That's why there's been no innovation in the horse mask world in 1 year of a pandemic, and that's what it leaves us with, folks.
They weren't ready for it.
No horses in the Super Bowl.
No.
That's what you get.
You got some stuff there, Tim. I don't want to.
I do.
Did you say you said you did? Did you?
For a beer buzz?
Or am I lying? Checking his notes.
Come back to me. I had something, and then what did I talk
you said coming up in the beer buzz. So I
no. Oh yeah, it wasn't really a beer buzz. I was thinking about why I was drinking these beers, and I was like, what are we talking about? Short-term memory loss. So yeah, I jumped on these beers from Toronto because this is usually the weekend coming up that several of us would jump on a train and head down to Toronto for a beer fest, or we would make up our own beer fest and check out lots of different craft breweries in Toronto. So I was kind of bummed again. Man, I was trying to keep it upbeat today in the beer buzz. So I was excited when I saw Bellwoods at the Sobeys in between the Budweiser and the Bud Light. So it's this is just my sampling glass here.
Yeah.
It's just a sampling glass. It's good. It's good beer. So that's all I had. So all the beer fests are canceled. I'm sad. That's all I got, buddy.
You know what you look like?
Beer buzz. What do I look like?
With that small glass, you look like when Trump tried to drink the water. Yeah, that little glass there.
I just don't know how.
Hey, we got a game coming up. We're going to call it the name game. We'll do that here in a couple minutes, Tim. But I'd like to do some birthdays to celebrate here on the podcast. Really? Yeah, you know who would have celebrated. He's passed, but he was born January 25th, 1918. The legendary Ernie Harwell.
Oh, yes. I saw that yesterday.
Look at this.
Saw that yesterday. God, what a great voice. The voice of the Tigers.
This guy is a legend. Let's enjoy some Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, folks, for that warm Cooperstown welcome. This is an award that I will certainly cherish forever.
He swings. There's a long drive to right, and it is a home run for Gibson. Here's the pitch. He swings, and there's a fly ball to left. Here comes Herndon. He's there. He's got it. The Tigers are the champions of 1984.
Touched on the bag by Johnson. The game's over. The season is over. Thanks for everything, everybody in Detroit.
And you Tiger fans are the greatest fans of all. No question about that. And I certainly want to thank you from the depth of my heart for your devotion, your support, your loyalty, and your love. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
That is chills. That is chills.
I was at that game, buddy, when he did his final speech. Yeah, it was like a September evening game. Went down there. Buddy Weasel was there. My bro, Lord Dog, was there. So Ernie Harwell, voice of the Tigers, used to spend a lot of time with my grandpa. He had an AM radio in his 1986 Ford Escort. We would drive around, listen to the ball game. But my grandpa Norm couldn't hear very well. So I would listen to the ball game, and then I would yell at him to tell him what was going on in the game. So the voice of Ernie Harwell brings back great memories of hanging out with my grandpa in Tigers baseball. I thought we were keeping it light tonight, buddy, and now you hit me with Ernie Harwell.
That catch, Larry Herndon, 84. I'm not a Tigers fan. I hate the Tigers. But I can certainly appreciate Ernie Harwell. How lucky were we to have, in our region, have Tom Sheik, Jerry Howarth for the Blue Jays broadcast, and Ernie Harwell on the Tigers side. Like, we grew up with some great voices. My dad, I was 8 years old in 84. I remember my dad, I couldn't sleep. Christopher called me upstairs, and I watched that last out. That was my first baseball memory growing up. Like, we weren't really a sports family. I remember, like, just wide-eyed, just holy cow, what is this?
So I was 4, and I don't remember any of it. And that's the last time the Tigers won the World Series, and I got nothing, buddy. That was good. God, I love Ernie's voice. That's beautiful.
Celebrating a birthday today, he turns 60. The great one, number 99.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, buddy.
I pulled this off the desk, Timmer.
Look at that.
Wayne Gretzky, right
That's
there.
sweet, dude.
Yeah, I love that. That's Wayner.
Uniform. That's great.
Right
Isn't it
there.
like you got the 80s picture of Wayner just chilling out on the couch or something? I saw a picture of him today, just like the Wayner 80s hair. That's a good one.
I got Wayner buzzed on this one here. Remember we talked about this?
More recent, yeah. When his son-in-law won the
Johnson,
Masters? Yeah, won the Masters. Yeah. That's great.
And Wayner started pounding 99s that night and put the caddy outfit on, shoeless, just living life, eh?
I think the beauty of that is he looks like a drunken painter, actually, he's not even looking like a caddy. He looks like he just got drunk and started painting.
What a legend.
Wayner.
Yeah. And Tim, celebrating a birthday today, you don't have to weigh in on this because I know your feelings, but to Eddie Van Halen. Eddie was born this date, 1955, died last October. And for those fans of the pod, may remember Tim's goodbye.
I didn't know that you were gonna pitch that, but I pitched the idea tonight of on the show having unpopular opinions, and one of my unpopular opinions earlier in season 3 was that I didn't like Van Halen.
No, you decided to bring it up though. Hey Tim, some sad news in the rock and roll world. Eddie Van Halen died. I never liked the guy. You know what I don't like?
I roll the tape. Roll the tape. I didn't have anything against the guy. I just didn't like Van Halen. It's an unpopular opinion. I get it. I didn't like Eddie Van Halen. His music. I didn't know him as a person.
That guy rocked.
Quite athletic. I'll give him that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Rest in peace, Eddie.
I'll
miss you.
I'm not gonna miss him.
It's his birthday now. Let the guy live.
I miss Ernie Harwell. I don't miss Eddie Van Halen. He wasn't mine. Keep it light. Unpopular opinions brought to you by Tim Regan.
All right, we'll do unpopular opinion next week, and we'll get you in on this one.
I got some good unpopular opinions. Here we go.
All right, so brand new game. We're gonna debut tonight. It's called the Name Game. We have done the Weird Name Hall of Fame, which is different than the Name Game. The Name Game is we're gonna show you a picture, a random picture, and Tim, you're gonna have to name these people. Okay, you're gonna have to provide the background. Again, there's no wrong, there's no right. You just have to take a look at the picture that I'm gonna show you, and then you provide the name and the background.
So you asked me earlier, do you want to see the pictures? And I said, no, I don't want to see the pictures. So I have not prepared for this whatsoever. But now I'm laughing before I can see them.
They're just pictures. I just want to hear your background and your names of the people in the pictures.
There we go. I'm ready.
Okay, number 1. Here we go. There's a couple.
That's their first kiss. His name's Mark.
Yes.
And that's Mandy. Mandy and Mark don't understand how sex works. I'm sweating now.
That's good. That's all. I was going to say that's Melissa and Chad and their hashtag influencers who also have quotes above their bed like live, laugh, love, and you know those little quotes. But I like yours better. I'm going to give you points.
But I think they don't know how to procreate, so that's good.
Hashtag influencers.
You know me, I'm good at laughing at my own jokes. Here we go.
That was a good one. All right, Name Game number 2. Give us the background on these two.
That's obviously Joan.
Yep.
And she's been married to Larry for at least 72 years. And by the looks of Larry's face, I don't think that they know how sex works either.
Tim, I don't think you're right in that one. That's Millie and Ted.
Okay.
And this was taken the day after Ted got out of jail.
What did Ted do?
Well, he doesn't like to talk about it, neither does Millie. But she made ends meet during his jail sentence with an OnlyFans account. That's how that.
Oh,
that's how the name game works.
Oh.
That's how the name game.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
there you go. And obviously, they own a some kind of fix-it shop there.
She's obviously kept the wheels on while he was in jail.
Yeah, but to make ends meet, it was the OnlyFans. All right. Next up, Tim, in the name game.
I'm so not prepared for it. Oh.
Who is this here, Tim?
Well,
who is this here?
That's definitely Judy and Marty.
Julie and Marty.
Yeah, they were homecoming. They were homecoming winners in 1962 at the old CVS in Chatham.
Oh.
And it was a lovely night.
Nice, nice. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to say that is Art.
Okay.
And Tanya, but everybody calls her Tanya, and she hates it.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to pronounce.
Yeah. Look at, she's got a smile on her face, but she's got pain deep down.
Oh, Jesus.
She doesn't like that Art spends all his time with his hockey cards. Art's got a bit of a thing with hockey cards, and he is overspent on a couple of them, and that's caused a rift in their marriage. Here, they got a happy face at an anniversary party for their parents. These two.
They're related.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
I think there's a lot of background there.
What a small world that is. Look how happy. What did you say his name was? Art?
That's Art and Tanya, or people call her Tanya. And she hates it.
That is a tough. You ever run into a Tanya, and you're not sure which one it is?
I just don't say it. I say nothing.
So if your name is Tanya or Tanya, it's because we don't know what your name is.
That's why we didn't say Brian's last name from Craft Heads, because we didn't know how to pronounce it.
Right. So, I've been avoiding names my whole life.
Yeah. All right, Tim. One more on the.
There's more. Oh God.
One more on the name game here. Here's an old school picture.
Do I have to name?
Yeah, you can name the family or pick one of them if you'd like.
The father's name's Alan. He was actually a bootlegger, but his wife Nancy never knew it, and then he was gunned down for unpaid bootlegging debts.
How that works?
Yeah, isn't it? You got to pay somebody when you're bootlegging.
I'm going to say that's Romeo. Romeo, and they called his wife Mo. Romeo and Mo. And they lived down the street. They came into lots of money after they'd sued the city for building the sidewalk too close to their ass. So they were then run out of town, and they weren't welcome at any of the parties after that. So Romeo and Mo took the kids. That's Alfonso.
Right.
And, Alfonso, and I don't know who the younger girl is. She never
Oh man.
So that's the first round, Tim, of the name game.
Wow, buddy. I feel like you had some preparation and I had nothing.
Solid. That's a solid one.
Oh,
I like that game. Timber, I have two more things to play.
Two more, buddy. All right, I'm ready. Hold on, I need a beer.
All right, get it in, yeah. So NBA is underway right now, and COVID has changed a lot of things. I want this guy's job. Maybe I don't want this guy's job. This guy's job is literally to make sure that the players don't high five or shake or get together after the game. This is the security guy. Watch what he does here. This is him. This is Kyrie. He wants to trade jerseys, right?
That's right.
Not allowed.
Others, but Brooklyn made just enough shots,
this guy.
Stops.
No. I want his jersey. No, you can't. You can't. Sorry.
I know we want to share love.
Team security has to.
Doesn't that gesture mean something?
You can't. I have just went toe to toe with you in the key for an entire game. Can I have your jersey? No.
Really? Bam just wanted Kyrie's jersey, and that wasn't happening.
No.
That tradition is kind of gross, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, send it to me after it's laundered.
Dry clean it.
Right. If you were gonna switch someone's jersey in the Dover 2-pitch league, whose jersey would you want? Did you imagine you're just at home playing? We just lost both in our double. We lost both. We got sweet jerseys though. We are sponsored by Ken Brewery, so people would want our jerseys. I'm not sure if I want a big jersey.
Do you think that guy goes home and is just like, "Hey, honey, how was your night tonight?" You won't believe it. They try to trade jerseys.
Oh,
what did you do? I told him. You can't.
What is the translation on that? There is a translation.
You're still good at your job.
Honey, congrats.
All right. This is the last one I got, Tim. This is our low light.
I'm hurting right now. Okay.
This went viral. Okay, and here's the thing, Tim. We should preface this with everything we've done here. If you're listening to the podcast, Brian was great from Craft Heads. That was great. There's some visuals in there you're going to want to watch on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. Okay, so our low light of the week. This went viral about a week ago. This woman right here has got to go.
Can you play that again? Can you play it again and pause it? Mid-screen there. So, lady trying to was she dancing? Is that what she was trying to do on the boat?
Yeah, and then like slow motion, how she just pours
right there. She 100% had a chance to save herself there.
The mechanics, when she's on that deck, I don't even know how she ended up like liquid. Like,
yeah, I did that once, but we'll talk about that in another episode on how your body turns to jelly sometimes. But it felt like when she rolled her head over, the momentum of her head carried the rest of her body into the ocean.
She's got a very heavy head.
Bulbous.
Yeah. I gotta see it again. Let's see it one more time.
Right here, everything's good. Don't roll your head over. No, gone.
Oh, heavy head.
Was there any confirmation that she was okay?
We have not seen her since.
Okay, all right.
We have not seen her since. She may appear on a future episode of the Name Game, though.
Yeah. Her name's Tracy.
Is that Tracy? This is what we do. So, a couple things. You can submit photos for the Name Game, and then we will provide the wiki background.
Yes.
For future episodes of the Name Game. Okay. So
I'll even prepare for it next time.
You're in charge of the Name Game next time.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So you come up with the photos, and we'll do that. All right. Timmer, thanks to our sponsor, Shauna over at the Health House, Facebook.com/the Health House CK. Find her there and look her up online and get yourself taken care of over at the Health House. And
our friend Chris McLeod over at Realty House. If you're looking to buy a triplex in the next 24 hours, give this guy a call because he's got one coming. Get yourself at least 2 other friends and get yourself a triplex. Chris McLeod, Realty House, get stuff done.
You know you don't have to live in the triplex. You can.
Oh.
As an investment, right? You can buy it and then
I'm not familiar with how that works. You're gonna have to
make your money work for you, Tim.
Fill me in on a future podcast on how tripod purchasing or triplex tripod. Oh boy, Pakistani Super League. Welcome back. Season 4. Solid sponsorship. Check is in the mail. Looking forward to the next season.
What are we paying them? How's that work?
No, I think they told us the check was in the mail.
Okay, we're waiting. We're waiting on that. Happy birthday, Wayner.
Yes.
And to Eddie Van Halen.
R.I.P.
Cheers.